Thank you very much. Now, I have two special guests we've all been waiting for. She is the president of Mostly Music, co-founder of the Always Believing Foundation, and wife of iconic producer Timbaland. Please welcome Monique Mosley. She is an award-winning multi-platinum singer and highly acclaimed actress. She is from Indonesia and always inspires me, young people, with her words. Dream, believe, and make it happen. Please welcome Agnes Monica. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Anga, right? When they came to Agnes and I to speak today for this amazing historical event, they said to us, "What are you going to say?" And Agnes and I said, "We're going to say the truth. We're not going to speak at you, but we're going to speak with you. Because what you've done in the last 3 days is you started a conversation, and you're making history. You have, you're a part of the first ever global youth forum, and you are a part of the first ever platform
know what that meant. And not even, so that was like 6 years ago. And 2 years ago, when I was in the United States talking to um, my team how to strategize my dream and how to make my dream comes true, I told them about my dream. I told them that, okay, they asked me actually, okay, who do you want to work with? And I told them, well, I want to work with Timbaland. And there's that little pause after I said that. They were all like, yeah, well, everybody wants to work with Timbaland. And you know, it's almost like in their faces, they told me that you're young, you don't know what you're talking about. If if I had given myself, if I had believed in those negative words, I wouldn't be right here. I wouldn't be in the studio working with Timbaland just a couple weeks ago and actually launching the song tonight. So, you know what? I mean, I I believe that our future doesn't depend on what other people think we can do or we cannot do. And more particularly, our future doesn't depend on what other people can or cannot do. Um, we don't want to be afraid to be the first and make history. Because after all of you are here right now. You know, you've been working so hard to make decisions that will ultimately set the future agendas of United Nations. Who would have thought? And who would have thought that in 2011 I could sit down in the studio with Timbaland and with his team, and then in 2012, one of our songs that we've done together will be a part of this huge global youth movement that connects people around the world and reach them to talk about their issues and how to change the world to be a better place. So this is not just a song. And I want to tell those guys who initially